Welcome to this explainer. We're diving right into one of the most universal, everyday frustrations imaginable. You know the exact feeling. You step into the shower expecting a powerful, refreshing blast of water to wake you up, and instead, you get a weak, depressing trickle. Or maybe you're just trying to wash the dishes, and it takes absolutely forever to rinse off a single plate. Low water pressure is incredibly annoying, but the good news is it's almost always solvable. So today, we're going to break down the 7 most common causes of low water pressure at home, pulling directly from expert plumbing diagnostics to help you finally solve this mystery.
Okay, let's dive into this. Before you start tearing open walls or calling in the cavalry, you need to ask yourself this one incredibly crucial question. Does the low pressure affect only one faucet, or is it happening at multiple fixtures? This right here is your ultimate plumbing detective clue. By simply walking around and turning on a few different sinks and showers, you instantly gather the absolute most vital piece of data you need. That single detail is going to narrow down our list of suspects dramatically, saving you massive amounts of time, money, and wasted water.
To track down the culprit, we're going to use a scope funnel. We'll zoom out step by step, starting with localized fixture suspects, moving to whole house hardware issues, looking at hidden pipe problems, and finally checking outside neighborhood factors.
Let's hit Section 1. Localized fixture suspects, targeting single sinks or showers.
Starting at the very top of our funnel, where just a single sink or shower is acting up while the rest of the house is perfectly fine, we're looking for clues right at the source of the water flow. And that brings us to suspect number 1 on our list. It's the most common, and thankfully it's often the easiest to fix.
Usually, the culprit is just the aerator or the shower head. The aerator is that tiny little screen right at the tip of your faucet. Over time, especially if you have hard water, mineral deposits and debris build up on this tiny mesh. It literally chokes the water flow right at the exit point. But the fix here is incredibly simple. You just unscrew the tip of the faucet, pop out that little screen, and clean it. If the pressure clears up immediately after you screw it back on, well, congratulations, you've just solved your localized pressure mystery in about 2 minutes.
But, what if the screen is totally clean and the pressure is still terrible at that one sink? Let's move on to suspect number 2.
This one sneaks past people all the time. Partially closed shutoff valves. If you look under your sinks or right behind your toilets, you'll see these small knobs that control the water supply just for that specific fixture. Sometimes, during a routine installation, maintenance, or maybe a minor repair, these valves get turned off and then only partially opened back up. I know it sounds almost too simple, but a valve that's only turned halfway will consistently throttle your water pressure in that one specific spot. So definitely bend down, check those valves, and make sure the handles are fully open with absolutely nothing blocking them.
Moving on to Section 2, whole house hardware issues, which is when multiple rooms are affected. Now let's shift our focus outward. What if you did that initial test and you realized the problem isn't just your kitchen sink? If the bathroom sink, the shower, and the washing machine are all struggling, we've hit the 3rd suspect in our diagnostic countdown, which is a critical piece of hardware for your entire home.
Now, what's really interesting here is understanding what a pressure regulator actually does. A lot of homes have this device installed directly on the main water line coming into the house. Its entire job is to protect your indoor plumbing from crazy high-pressure surges from the city street, keeping everything within a safe, manageable range. But if this regulator fails, gets clogged up with sediment, or if it was just accidentally set too low, it's going to act like a massive bottleneck for your entire house. If the pressure drop is happening in multiple rooms at once, this regulator is a high-priority item to inspect. Just keep in mind, if you do need to adjust the settings on this thing, you need to do it very carefully, following the manufacturer's guidance, or better yet, just call a professional.
All right, Section 3, hidden pipe problems. We're investigating internal plumbing issues.
Okay, so you've checked the regulator and it's totally fine. Now we have to zoom out even further and look a bit deeper at the hidden infrastructure running inside your walls, ceilings, and floors. Suspect number 4 doesn't happen overnight. It creeps up on you slowly, and it's particularly common if you live in an older home.
We're talking about scale buildup and internal pipe corrosion. If your home has hard water, or if you simply have older plumbing, the minerals in the water can slowly coat the inside of your pipes. Over years and decades, this mineral scale literally narrows the inside diameter of the pipes. It's honestly just like plaque in an artery. This restriction dramatically chokes your flow rate. You'll especially notice this when multiple fixtures are running at the same time, like someone flushes a toilet and the shower suddenly loses all its pressure. You might even notice cloudy water. This one usually requires a professional evaluation, and depending on the severity, you might be looking at pipe treatment or replacing sections of the plumbing.
Let's move to suspect number 5. Now, this one is a bit more dramatic and requires you to have a really keen detective eye as you walk around your house.
We are hunting for hidden leaks. A leak isn't always a catastrophic burst pipe spraying water all over the place. Hidden leaks literally steal your pressure by quietly allowing water to escape before it ever even reaches your faucet. You need to look for some critical clues here. Wet spots on your ceiling, damp drywall, water pooling on the floor in your pipes, or, and here's a pro tip, unexplained water meter movement. If all your water is turned off inside but the dial on your water meter outside is still spinning, you have a leak.
And this brilliantly illustrates the difference between our last two suspects. Take a look at this comparison. It's vital to understand the symptoms. Scale buildup is characterized by a very gradual worsening over a long period of time, and you might see that cloudy water. Hidden leaks, on the other hand, are identified by physical damage markers, actual wet spots, and that telltale, unexplained meter movement we just talked about. Knowing the difference between these two symptoms is really going to guide your next steps.
We're nearing the end of our in-home investigation with suspect number 6. This one is highly situational, and it often shows up right after you've had some work done on the house.
It's a clogged supply line, or debris caught deep inside the plumbing. When you do construction, home renovations, or even basic repairs on nearby plumbing, the vibration and work can actually knock existing sediment loose inside the pipes. That debris just flows through the water and gets jammed in valves, sections of pipe, or broader filters deep in the system. If you cleaned that tiny aerator screen on your faucet like we talked about in step 1, and it didn't help at all, but the issue is still localized to just one area, you likely have a larger chunk of debris blocking the supply line further back in the wall.
Finally, Section 4, Outside Neighborhood Factors, focusing on municipal issues way beyond your home.
If we have exhausted every single possibility inside your house, the aerators are perfectly clean, the valves are open, absolutely no leaks, and no clogged pipes, we have to pull all the way back to the widest scope of our funnel. We have to look at factors completely outside of your property line. That brings us to the 7th and final cause on our list, and honestly the one over which you have the least direct control.
Sometimes, the problem just isn't you. It's an external, municipal issue with the local water system. If you start suspecting this, go knock on your neighbor's door and ask if they're also experiencing weak showers. Does the pressure only drop during specific hours, like maybe early morning when everyone in the neighborhood is getting ready for work? There could also be seasonal demand spikes, or the city might just be doing water main maintenance down the street. If you confirm this is a widespread neighborhood issue, you need to contact your local water utility company. Give them the data, report the exact timing and the locations affected so they can investigate on their end.
So we have covered a lot of ground today. To summarize this diagnostic journey, here is your empowering, easy-to-follow action plan. Step 1, always start simple. Unscrew and clean out those aerators and shower heads. Step 2, look under the sinks and verify that all shutoff valves are completely open. Step 3, run that critical test to determine if the issue is localized to one room or if the whole house is struggling. That's what directs you toward checking your pressure regulators or looking for deeper pipe issues and hidden leaks. To close out this explainer, I want to leave you with this final, crucial question. Is your low pressure affecting just one fixture, or is the entire home struggling? I challenge you to go run some water right now. Answer this question for yourself and use the structure we learned today to take back your water pressure. You have the tools, you have the knowledge, and you are totally ready to play plumbing detective. Thanks so much for joining me, and happy troubleshooting.